This game wrap is brought to you by Ideal Vision, one-of-a-kind eye care for one-of-a-kind eyes. Visit their locations in San Antonio and Somerset. Hi everyone, Mr. Bowtie here. Thank you so much for checking out my content and my channel. Now make sure you bang home that red subscribe button on YouTube so that way you can stay up to date on the latest content from around the area that you won't find anywhere else. And follow me on Twitter at Mr. Bowtie 1982. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. It's been a tough start to the season for the O'Connor Panthers as they are 0-2 coming off an upset loss to San Antonio Marshall. The first time in almost 10 years they lost to the Rams. They look to get their first win of the decade as they take on San Antonio Taft. The Panthers were back and forth with the Rams all game long, but they gave up a late touchdown with under a minute to go, and they lost 36-33 to Marshall. Taft, meanwhile, pulled off one of their bigger wins in quite some time, beating recent 6A move-up Harlan to get to 1-1 in district play. Taft will be looking to get to 2-1 on the season, looking for their second straight upset. Could O'Connor avoid their second straight upset? Well, let's take you over to Ferris Stadium and check out all the action brought to you by Ideal Vision. This game was a tribute to old school football when final scores were in the teens and not in the 60s. Panthers drove inside the Raider 50 midway through the opening period. Quarterback Caleb Smith, great pass to Coach David Molesky, but he was out of bounds and so the play was incomplete. One play later after a penalty, Smith's pass floated high and was picked off by Matthew Rodriguez. The Raiders hung around, but they made several major mistakes on the ensuing drive. First, Taft ran a great reverse that Javari Merrill took into the end zone for the touchdown. But you saw the flag thrown by the head linesman. That was for a hold. Touchdown negated. Later on the drive, Taft settled for a field goal. Kick was good, but Taft called for holding. You saw the flag again come out. Those points negated, and the Raiders ended up punting away the ball. Lost points for Taft would be a giant factor in how the game would play out. Ensuing OC drive, Smith passed in the flat to Aaron Olivas. Defender slipped, and the sophomore fullback went 64 yards down to the Taft 5. That led to an OC field goal. O'Connor led 3-0, and it stayed that way for quite a while. The first half, in fact, was devoid of touchdowns and offense outside of that one play. So how about we show you some of the bands at halftime? Alright, let's head to the second 24 minutes of play where touchdowns would actually be scored. The O'Connor opening drive, Smith with an 11-yard pass to John Locke for the first down. Next play, Smith saw Isaiah Gonzales in the Bermuda Triangle to the defense. Raiders couldn't find the ship or the receiver, but Smith did. The pass was completed, and he walked in for the game's first touchdown of the night. PAT failed OC with the lead at 9-0. Taft failed on fourth down in the red zone in the first half. They finally got another chance to score in the third quarter. Quarterback Zamarian Malvern faked out defenders and broke tackles on his way to the end zone. No flags this time. The touchdown was good, but even when Taft did something right, they did something wrong, or OC did something even better. That brings us to our Ideal Vision moment of the game, brought to you by Ideal Vision. Arrow out on the PAT, you know something is about to happen, and it's pointed at Zachary Martinez in blue. He went through the line untouched, blocked the kick, and Ashton Capitano returned it for a free tub of popcorn at the concession stand, and 2 points for OC, good for the scoreboard. OC blocked and returned to PAT for 2 points against Marshall last year. That one didn't affect the outcome of the game, but this one did. OC up 11-6 with Taft having lost 8 points and OC gaining 2. That was great vision on the block by Martinez and return by Capitano. They split the Ideal Vision moment of the game, brought to you by Ideal Vision, one-of-a-kind eye care for one-of-a-kind eyes. Ensuing OC drive, they would keep the momentum going as Caleb Smith methodically moved the Panthers down the field. He found Locke again wide open inside the 5, first and goal. A couple of plays later, now second and goal, Taft lost Gonzales in the end zone earlier, and they lost him again. Smith found him for another easy touchdown. 2-point conversion failed. OC with the lead at 17-6 after 3. Fourth quarter was again devoid of much offense as the Panthers went in a clock-killing mode. Taft did drive down inside the OC 10. 4th and goal, Raiders passed on a field goal attempt that would have made it a one-score game. Malvern passed too high, turnover on downs. It was the second turnover on downs inside the OC 15 in the game. Those lost points all night would hurt as Taft would score a late touchdown. Had they made their PATs and field goals, that TD would have been a winner for the Raiders. Instead, it was nothing more than a cosmetic score as OC escaped with a 17-12 win and narrowly avoided their first 0-3 start since 2001.
We had some mistakes out there, but overall I think we played really well. We definitely played with our hearts and our guts out. We made a couple mental mistakes, but other than that, man, I'm ready for next week. I'm ready to keep this going.
Huge matchup coming up with Harlan on Saturday, both 1-1 in district, 1-2 overall, making this matchup a potential district championship eliminator and the first ever meeting between the schools. Reporting from Ferris Stadium, I'm Greg Sherman.